Good evening and welcome to the Don't Believe the Hype show. Once again, I'm here. We are still having a few technical difficulties, as you probably are aware. We are starting a little late. We are not quite. Um, Sorry, he was putting his thumb up. We are not quite there yet, but we still wanted to come out and do a show this evening. Brittany came in to help out to help me to get coordinated with the show. And I decided to rope her in and do a show with Brittany just to see what the quality is like. So anybody who's out there that's watching this show, I'm asking you to give us some feedback. Let us know what the quality is like. Let us know if the sound is good. And just let us know because we need to have feedback from the audience about our show because going forward I am trying to make sure you get the quality. It's not about quantity, it's about giving you all the quality that you all deserve. Our show is also sponsored by PLT Massage and Wellness. As you can see, I've got my PLT Massage and Wellness clothes on. And the reason why I've got this on is, and reason why I roped in Brittany, because she started to talk about something that's going on with her. And it's how ironic that this week I have already served over 20 people, and about nearly 19 of them I can honestly and truly tell you have got knee problems. And I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit today about the knee. But in May, remember this day, May the 11th, I am going to be having a conference, and it's going to be at Diamond Oaks Country Club, and I'm going to teach each and every one of you how to take care of your body biblically. Do you remember that date? So I'm giving you a chance now to put it in your calendar, May the 11th. That is when I'm going to be doing my conference on how to take care of your body. Your health is your wealth. Remember what it's called. Your health is your wealth. Taking care of you is your business. So mind your own business. So without further ado, I'm going to talk to Brittany for a little bit because, as I said, I roped her into the show. And Brittany, tell the people a little bit about yourself and why you're here today.
Okay, I'm Brittany. I'm Brittany Horn. I've worked fast food for long as I can work. So I'm about 20 years in fast food. So I just thought that my body breaking down was just a result of that because I'm on concrete 10 plus hours a day. So feet, knee, all of that, I just knew it'll eventually catch up to me the older I got. So I'm thinking like, okay, but maybe I'm just getting older, just age or something. Maybe I can wear a better shoe, get more active, do stretches, do something to make it less unpainful. But and then again, my mom also gave me bad knees too. So thank you, mom.
Your
Thank you,
mom
mom.
did. Your mom didn't give you
Yeah,
bad knees
yes,
because she's
she
not.
did.
She's
She
not
did.
walking with
I'm
you,
blaming you and the bloodline. No, it's not your fault,
right?
mom. but
So,
but I was she said, well, it's a brother in the family. I'm like, so now I got bad knees just because of the family. I'm like, okay, but no, but I just assumed it was just over time of working on my feet, concrete. It will catch up to me. So and now every day the knees I have to kind of massage it, get it going. It works once it's moving, but getting it going in the morning, it's a little stiff. It's a little stiff.
so as you heard that she's telling you she's got bad knees,
Yeah.
and I know she's not as old as me, right? Because I'm 60. I'm not ashamed to tell you my
No,
age.
not looking at all.
So you understand
Yes,
what I'm saying?
yes,
But
ma'am.
I haven't got bad knees, right? And that's because I've learned the art of taking care of my body. 13 years ago, I was on a lot of medication and I didn't know about what I know now about the body. And taking care of the body is your business. And I had to learn because the doctors told me my shoulder was going to get to the point where I couldn't use my hand. And so I had to have disabled knives and fork when I was back in England. And my back, he told me because I was getting the back injections,
Yeah.
that because I had my daughter at an early age, basically the epidural he was telling me was what caused my back to corrode.
Oh man.
But this was a lie because my back was all right until I had my accident at work. And that's when my back started to go bad. But of course, in those days they didn't want to pay you because you're black and whatever.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so they tried to tell me, oh, well, it's because you had a baby at an early age, which I knew was a lie. But what can you say? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was because I had an accident at work. But when fast forwards, when I came into this country, that was when I realized that you can heal your body. And it took a lot going to massage school, learning certain techniques. And then one day I said to God, teach me the body. What is it do I need to know to help myself that I don't get back pain and I don't get shoulder pain? And a lot of people will come in here and they'll say, oh, my bones. And if you listen to my shoulder, you hear it?
I hear it.
But yet it doesn't stop me from massaging. Right? Most people would have gone and got surgery.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with my shoulder. There's nothing wrong with it because it's cracking. And I had to say to a lady, let me ask you a question. When you go to the chiropractor and they crack your back,
Oh yeah.
right?
I've been trying to. I'm seeing that would work for me, but I'm like kind of skeptical because I don't want them to injure me in the process.
And that's what
Yeah, I'm scared to get injured.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But think about when a chiropractor goes and you and
Yeah.
he's cracking your spine. So if he can crack your spine, then why can't the rest of you crack the same way? Basically, it's not that it needs to crack your back because your spine doesn't go anywhere. And if I had my skeleton, I would have showed you. The spine doesn't go anywhere. But you know, let's get back to your knee problem because a lot of times people don't realize that we can fix our own knee problem. So if you look, I've got a little skeleton. This is my little flexible friend, and as you can see, this skeleton, that's a knee joint. It's a knee, right back down. And if you look, what's attaching the knee, the two knee joints?
Is this here?
That's right. There's nothing at the front of
Nothing
the knee,
at all. It's like,
right? And
Okay.
this is a replica of a knee joint.
okay.
The kneecap protects the knee joints, but when they tell you that they're replacing the knee,
Uh-huh.
you show me what part of the knee can you see that they can replace?
What are they replacing? Nothing there to put. What do you put there?
You
The
see,
cartilage, maybe? I don't
it's
know.
just the
The
cartilage.
cartilage, yeah.
Because that cartilage becomes solid. And the reason why that will become solid, so when they tell you it's bone on bone, sometimes it's not technically it's bone on bone. What we've done over the years, and this is a tissue that I've got, when we sit down to watch the TV, bit of chips. We like chips,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah. I like chips.
We like sodas.
Mm-hmm.
We take pills.
Pain, yeah.
See what I'm doing? Over the years,
Oh, wow.
we like candy.
It's going into my knee?
We like burgers. So then it becomes, see how tight it's getting?
Yeah, it's not flexible as it was
It's
before.
not as flexible because we're sitting down continuously, and every time we sit down, we're eating food. This becomes like your jaw. You're just eating and eating, and all those little pockets will start going in because what happens is this is like an air pocket,
Okay.
just like your shoulder, just like your shoulder, your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder. They're all air pockets because each one of those are joints.
Okay.
They are not attached to another bone because bone cannot sit on top of bone. Otherwise, if this bone was attached to the arm bone, that means my arm would be out there like this forever.
Yeah, you can never bend.
I couldn't
Yeah,
bend
bend
it.
Uh-huh.
But it's only attached because of tissues and tendons. That's why when somebody dies, and you see the bones in the grave or wherever, it's all separate. They never attach. Because when the skin goes and all the tissues and the tendons and everything goes off, then you'll see they pick up the leg bone, they pick up the arm bone. The only reason why this is attached is because of what? You see how they've had to put screws.
Yeah.
You see this? They had to put screws to attach the two bones together. So when we keep on eating right, everything starts getting tighter and tighter and tighter because no one's not explaining to us, clean the knee, clean the elbow, clean out the shoulders, because each one of those joints needs to be lubricated so that they work. So when you get that knee pain and all this is now bulging out, and the more we sit down and the older we get, like what you just said, it gets tighter and tighter. And I'm using the tissues just to show you. So now the knee gets, it's like bone on bone. So when the doctors or when you go and get surgery, now what they're going to have to do is move out
All that.
this junk out of the knee so the knee starts working again. Because if you don't move it, you won't get the flexation. So if they don't clean it out properly, and you get some people who don't want to do the job properly because they know they want you to come back.
Yeah.
And I've seen several people who come in here who cannot move the knee joint. The first time I ever witnessed this was when a lady came in with her husband, and I said to her, "What's wrong with your knee?" And she says, "Oh, I had knee surgery." But what they did, they cut a knee, and then they took a skin graft from off her hip. But the lady was so overweight, it was like the skin graft was like this when the lady needed a lot more.
Yeah.
And then they turned around and told her that she needed to move, but they was making her believe it was because she was overweight why her knee wasn't going how it needed
Yeah,
to
that
go.
too. Yeah.
And she never understood. And I had to say to her, "You go back and tell the doctor, how are you meant to bend your leg when he did not give you enough skin for you to bend it back in the first place?" Because when they opened her up, they didn't give her enough skin. So she would never bend a knee. And he's turned around and says, "Oh, you're right. You're a doctor. You should know that the knee needs enough skin to bend."
Ben, yeah.
You understand me? But what he was hoping that she was going to go out and lose some weight. And then maybe then she would get some skin. And then it would be, oh, she's got enough skin.
Wow.
Basically, he was telling her, go out there and lose some weight because that's why I've given you less skin, hoping that you might now lose some weight. Now you should be able to can start walking. But indirectly, he never told her that to her face, but that's what he was telling her. And when I told her, you will never move that knee, right? And then the doctor had to agree with her. So that's what it is. So when you don't clean out the knee, and you're probably thinking, well, how do you clean the knee?
Yeah, I'm like, how do you clean it? How do you clean the knee?
Because just like your door, and I explain this to my clients, just like your door, what holds the door to?
On the hinges.
That's right. So when the door starts creaking, where do you fix the door or do you fix the hinge?
Up is the hinge.
And that's exactly what you've got to do to your own body. So if you don't massage the sides and release some of the tightness and release some of the toxins. So if I keep pressing here, it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
You'll never see a doctor cut the sides because there's loads of nerve endings and tissues and tendons that run through on the knee. That's why they cut here, because at least I've got a space that they can move the kneecap, do what they have to do. But if we don't move the leg on a day-to-day basis, it gets tighter and tighter. That's why you're having knee problems right now. It's not that you have to have knee problems. Like I said, this week alone, I have had to serve over nearly 19 people. I still got tomorrow, I still got about 5 more
knees.
massages. Some weeks I don't know what I'm going to get in my place. And one, it might be knee all week. Then it might be ankle, it might be a foot. And everybody comes in with foot pain. When you get any foot pain, you've already got knee pain. If you've already got knee pain, you've already got hip pain. And what happens is, when most of my time I say to my clients, I have got to push your hip back into its socket because it's pushing out the knee. So if you've got a little bit of hip pain or you feel the bone sticking out in your hip, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get knee pain. Because the side of your leg is important and the pain doesn't run here, it runs on the side. So if I press here on the side, you will feel where the pain is.
Yeah, I
You,
did.
you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I felt
It's
it.
not so much here.
It's not. It is on the side.
It's on the side.
It is.
And that's what people don't understand. The pain is from the side, but it's putting pressure here because this is a joint.
That's why it's moving.
And that's what you need to get moving. So if you're not moving, did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's on the side. So this is my bone. And what happens is, if you touch your shin right now, your shin is going to be extremely tight.
It is.
And when that shin becomes tight, your knee also becomes tight because your hip is already tight. And if that is already tight, you're going to get some bad back.
It's all connected.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's all connected.
Okay.
So you've got to make sure that when you're talking about your back, I can guarantee you right now that you've got some shoulder pain. Because why? Because the hip and your shoulders are the exact same joints.
Didn't know that.
The elbow and the knee is the exact same joint. Your foot and your elbow, your foot and your wrist
It's the same?
are the same
Yeah,
joints.
let me-
That's why animals walk on 4. We only walk on 2. Animals are supposed to be, we are supposed to be more intelligent than an animal, but why is it an animal is more intelligent than us? So your knee problem, when was the last time you would have said to your dog, your cat, or any animal, oh, we've got to fix them? They have got the key to taking care of their body. We don't use the key because we're so busy doing other things on a day-to-day basis that we don't understand the real truth about our body. But technically, every day, if you was to get up and just pull away some of the toxins from the side of your knee, and bring it back up into the lymphatic system, you won't get no knee pain.
I'll go different.
But you've got to turn around and do it on a regular basis.
Okay.
It's not something you're going to do, oh, well, I'm all right today. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
I
knee
get it.
doesn't work like that. Most of the time, the pain is always going to be on the side because it goes up to the hip, and that's when you get that bursitis. Because if one sticks out, the other one's going to stick out. And if this one sticks out, your foot is going to hurt you because it's already telling you, do something about it, do something about it.
Giving
But
me a
you're not watching the signs.
Okay.
And if all this hurts and all up here hurts, what do you think it's also doing to the heart and the lungs?
The inside, yeah, the organs. Yeah, I don't even
Because
wanna
it's
imagine.
messing around with the whole body. Because everything in the foot comes right back up to the heart and the lungs. So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a chicken fly without wings?
Chicken fly without wings. No,
Have you ever seen a plane fly without wings?
no, it's not gonna fly.
So what makes you think that we can fly without wings?
No, we can't.
That's why we end up being sick. Because this is a wing.
Oh.
What is a wing always going to be attached to? Think about KFC. You work there, right?
Think about I don't want to think
Right?
about no
But you
chicken.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about KFC. You said you work at KFC.
Oh, yeah, I work at
And when
KFC.
you get the chicken wing, what is a chicken wing always attached to?
To the body,
What part of the body?
the shoulder or the arm.
What part of, think about it. Okay, think about a chicken, everybody,
Uh-huh.
right? What is a chicken wing always attached to? It's always going to be attached to the breast
Yeah, oh yeah.
and the ribs. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
And the leg is always going to be attached to what? The thigh
The thigh,
and the dark meat and whatever the
the
leg.
leg.
It's the same thing. Our body's no different from a chicken. So when this doesn't flap, that's why you see a chicken flap. It knows it can't fly.
Fly.
It just flaps. You know why?
Why?
Because it's trying to oxygenate the breast.
Okay.
That's why it flaps.
But it is,
Right?
it flops and hops.
It
Yeah,
flops.
it's not really flying.
It
It's
can't
hopping.
fly.
Yeah.
It can't fly. It knows it can't fly. But it flaps its wings to oxygenate back the breast.
Oh, okay.
And what do? We like the chicken. We just like to eat
Eat
the
the chicken.
but we don't want to ever oxygenate back our body. So when our body doesn't get oxygenated, what do you think happens to us?
It's gonna break down.
And it's going to what? Die. So when the chicken flaps its wings, it's opening up the breast and it's opening up the lungs and it's also opening up everything up here. That's why it flaps its
That's why it
wings.
does that. Okay.
Because when here gets tight and you can't do this and you can't flap, that means your chest is already tight. And that's why people come in here for me to take care of them, to get all that opened up so that they can oxygenate back their breasts
Okay.
and the chest.
Chest.
And so if here gets tight, what happens to your lower back? It also
Gets
gets tight. And that's when our back pain starts manifesting. So going back to the knee, if you look at the knee and the arm, both of them stick out the same way
They do.
because both of them need to flap in sync with each other. So when one doesn't flap, then that's already letting you know something's going
Something's
on.
wrong.
And how can you tell something's going on? Because everything goes right back to the feet.
It does.
Because this part of your foot, you know what it holds? Your heart and your lungs. This part of your foot holds all your stomach. And this part is your bottom. So you've always going to have top, middle, bottom. So when one part doesn't work, the other part doesn't work. Because why? Because your body belongs back to God. So God is always going to be the head. Jesus came from the womb. And when he left, he said, I'm sending you a comforter. So the whole body has got to line back up. That's why you've got top, middle, bottom. Top, middle, bottom. So everything about the body has got to line right back up. So you with your bad knees, I always tell my clients, when you come in here with your bad knees, then you better go and check what you're doing to God. Because Jesus says, nobody cannot get to the Father unless they come through me. Top, middle, bottom. So that's why it's important that you align back your leg, because if one is out, the other one becomes out.
Same, yeah, it's gonna overwork the
And if you get a stroke, what happens when someone, not you directly, when someone gets a stroke, what happens? It goes face, arm, leg. Because all three has got to sync right back up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that though.
It's gotta,
yeah.
you see what
man.
I'm saying?
I see how it lines up. Yes, ma'am.
Everything
Yes,
has
ma'am.
got to line back up. I bet you didn't even know, Brittany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything in your face is also in your leg.
I did not. I did not. I did not know that. Wow, no.
Everything that's in your face is in your leg. Everything that's in your body, it's in your face. Did you know you've got 3 hearts?
I have 3 hearts.
Yeah.
No, I did not know that. I thought it was just the
Every
one.
one of us has got 3 hearts. Because we was created in the image of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. When God was here, did he die so Jesus could come? No, he
No.
didn't. And when Jesus left, did he die so the Holy Spirit could come?
No, it came in an order.
That's Father's.
Son,
So
yeah.
did God's heart die? Did Jesus' heart die? Did the Holy Spirit heart die?
Yeah.
So then if we're supposed to be created in the image of the
Okay.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, then therefore we've got 3 hearts in the body. Because the top belongs to God. Jesus came from the womb. And when he left, he said he's going to send us a comforter. And the reason why a lot of us have got lower back pain and a lot of pain in our body is because Satan's attacking our bodies because he doesn't want us to walk and talk with. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
And
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
why when you look at the TV, you'll see pills, pharmaceutical drugs,
Yeah.
everything.
But then I also see in that same thing, well, if you took this, come back. I'm like, so you give me a pill to solve this one issue, but then I'm having to go back again because now the pill you gave me another. I'm like, there's no end. I'm like, what is?
But people fall for it
Yeah.
because no one don't realize just by doing some simple things to your own body, you can release your own body pain.
That part.
And they're not teaching us this because they don't want us to know this.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the more pills you take, oh, you've got a headache,
Oh yeah.
right? So you know what, when you've got a headache, oh, don't take this pill. Oh, take this pill. And don't worry if it gives you cancer. Don't worry if it gives you a
That's what I'm
stroke.
saying.
Don't worry if it gives you something major,
Something
diabetes, blood pressure. Don't worry. We just want you to fix your headache. And people, oh, let's get this pill because it will get rid of my headache. Why don't you just drink some water?
Wow.
Why don't you just turn around and massage your temples a little bit? Because the temples belong to God. Why don't you release some of the pain in your face so you can drain your lymphatic system? Remember I told you that there's 3 hearts in the body. What's this?
My chin.
Where else have you got a shin? You see, the play on words.
Chin.
Where else have you got a shin?
Right here.
And where else? And if your hands and your leg is the same, where else have you got a shin?
Over here. Here. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So you got a foot. Foot.
Mhm.
Foot. Then you've got shin. Shin. Shin.
Mhm.
3. Then you've got your thigh. Thigh.
And my thigh. Okay.
There you've got 3.
Okay.
And the beauty, let me
I
tell you,
know.
I'm going to look at the camera because I want
Oh.
to show you the beautiful one that you've all got. You've got some what? What are these called?
Cheeks.
Where else have you got cheeks?
Cheeks. I'm sitting on them.
And that's why, you know, you've heard that terminology. You're talking through your...
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Now you know where it comes from.
Oh, okay.
Because basically they're telling you talking through your... Because that's where your cheeks are.
Mm. Okay.
Does that make
It
sense
makes
now?
it makes sense. It makes sense.
That's why you've got cheeks. That's why you've got a thigh. That's why you've got a shin. And that's why you've got a foot. All in your face. You're putting your foot in it. So when they come with these little sayings,
Yeah.
that's why these little sayings come from.
Okay.
Because basically, people are not realizing they've got 3 of everything in their own body. We only think we've got 1 heart. But technically, we still got 3. So you know when you get lower back pain, and where do they put the injection in your lower back?
Maybe back here now?
Right in your back, in the middle of your back.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, going back to KFC, you see the chicken where he's got that little fat part and they call it the Pope's nose? You know, the little fat, and you get it on the back of the turkey, and sometimes people cut it off because it's all fatty and it has a hair sticking out. That is called a nose.
Oh.
And if you look at it, it's shaped like what?
A heart.
That's exactly right. That's where the heart of your lower back pain is.
Okay.
And then you've got a heart up here.
Oh yeah.
And guess where else you've got a heart?
It's my other heart.
Look at your nose upside down.
It is.
It's shaped like a heart. That's why this is called the Pope's nose. In England, we call it the Parson's nose. Over in this country, you call it the Pope's nose. That's why it's called, because it's shaped like a heart. So there you've got 3 hearts. And guess what? You don't even know. Your nose, all this part of your body is all your extremities.
It's considered a lower shoulder. Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that. Wow.
And then when you come up to your nose, you've got your spine.
Okay.
That's why you got a bridge, like the spinal cord curves, like the spinal cord.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And guess what? After that, once you pass your lower parts and you come into your rib part, which is all here because it goes across,
Mhm.
what do you get next? Your breasts.
Mhm.
Where else have you got breasts?
Nice.
Pupils, nipples.
I've never thought that.
Most people don't.
Okay.
And going across the breast, what do you have here? Your lymph nodes,
Oh,
your
okay. Oh, yes.
drainage.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why across here, that's why you cry and it comes,
Because that way.
because it's going back towards the breast and down. That's why your tears go down. The lymphatic system drains down.
Okay.
Didn't know that, did
Didn't
you?
know that. No.
And that's why, what do you get here? That's a top. Right at the top of your breast, it comes across. And that is, here is where you get your chest cold, head cold. That's why if you get a head cold, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a chest because both of them are sinking. That's why people get head cold and chest cold,
Okay.
because it's all connected. And here, that little peak, that's your neck. That's why it's from the top of your head to the sole of your feet. Because everything in the body links back to another part of the body. So when I work on my clients, I have to weave my hands through their body to get to where they have an issue. Because just because people come in with a knee problem, that don't mean they've got a knee problem. It could be a hip problem that is out, that is pushing the knee out, that's pushing the shin bone out. That's also causing a domino effect in the foot. And
Okay.
so I've never met you today until today. It's my first time meeting you,
ma'am.
right? And you can tell the audience if I've met you before. Actually, I saw you, but not
Yeah,
actually
we didn't really
talk.
meet. Yeah.
But we never talk.
Yes, ma'am.
But you came in here to help set all this up.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let me show you something. You feel how tight that is?
Yeah.
You feel the pain? That's the same pain that you've got in your knee. All this is a rotary joint. It's supposed to rotate. All this is letting me know.
Oh, yeah.
Feel it?
Uh-huh.
And you notice I'm going to the sides. Because all that needs to be released off that bone, just like what you have to do to the knee.
Okay.
Can you feel
I
it?
thought, yeah.
And that's what you've got to do.
That's what I do.
When you go home, you hold it. Anybody who's got any pain,
Okay.
if you want to really release all that pain, pain don't like pain. So when my clients come on my table, they tell me I'm killing them. It's not that I'm killing them, the body was already in pain.
Yeah.
You felt that pain in your shoulder. Okay, now hold it yourself as tight as you can and just bring your arm down. You feel it?
Yeah.
You feel the tightness? Rotate it. It will pop.
I said, wow. I heard his
Yeah.
way over
Did you,
there.
you
Yeah.
did it as well? You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because if you don't release your own pain, your body stays in pain. And what happens is, when that pain stays there, it goes into your shoulder. And if that pain goes into your shoulder, it's going to go into your wrist. That's why it's called carpal tunnel, right?
Yeah.
Because it's pulling from one joint to the next. And that's exactly what happens to the knee.
Okay.
And to the hip and to the foot. So you've got to make sure everything in your body is always loose. Otherwise, that knee pain is going to sit there, and then you're going to have the generational curse that you think that your mom's putting on you when it isn't, because you know what it is?
Yes, ma'am. What is it?
I bet you go home and your mom sits down and she watches TV. And you go home and you sit down, you watch TV. Your family member goes home and you all sit down and watch TV.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you're going to get your chips and dips, right? And you're going to sit down and you want to watch TV. Then you're going to get your soda and you're sitting down and you're watching TV. And then you're going to get your dinner and you're going to sit down and watch TV. All this time your knee has been bent. And the only movement you've done, that is no movement.
For hours, yeah.
Then you're going to go to your bed, and all that tightness that you just did, you're going to sit in your bed for 8 hours, and basically your body's now dead. Because when you're sleeping, you don't know nothing until God opens back your eyes. So you understand what I'm saying? So now your knees have been on lockdown since you got home from work. So if you've been sitting down from 6 o'clock and you go to your bed at 10 o'clock, you've already had 4 hours of lockdown and you ain't even in prison yet. Then you go to your bed and you lay there for another 6 hours, and now that's 10 hours where your body's been on lockdown.
Yeah.
And then you jump up in the morning expecting all your body to move,
to react, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
you feel
ma'am.
that your body can just come out of lockdown just like that. Your body doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. It needs time. So what did you do in the morning to get your body out of lockdown? You see, I've been sitting there for 30 minutes and you just said, right? And you've heard my knee pop because my body's been on lockdown for 30, 40 minutes. My body's not used to being on lockdown because it's used to moving.
Yeah.
So the only reason why you're going to get your knee problem is because you keep your body on lockdown. You ain't even in prison. You can get up anytime you want, right? But you see, once you put that TV on, right?
Yeah.
They'll start the next program while you're sitting down. So you'll see the next program, oh, I've got to watch that. And then they will give you enough time for you to go and pee, go and get your chips and dips, get your soda, come back, and then you're in time to sit down again. And so all that calcium deposit is now depositing in the joints because the body, it doesn't deposit here. Fat tissue cells deposit here, but the deposit now goes into the joints. Right. So that's where you're depositing all the junk, all the waste, everything that you're eating, and then you get up and think, oh, that's where the deposit comes. Then all this starts bulging. Then your back starts bulging. And then they tell you, oh, you need surgery. But it's not the case. But if you was to sit down and say, you know what, I'm not only going to sit down and watch the TV for 1 hour, I'm going to turn it off. And I don't care if I have to watch the next program a day later and clean out and start doing some exercises, moving all this like how God intended our bodies to do. Then we wouldn't have a problem and we wouldn't need to see a doctor about our knee. The biggest culprit of us watching is watching TV and sitting down, eating a lot of things that we shouldn't eat. Because nobody don't want to get up and move. After you've done a day's work, you don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why the television is our biggest culprit in us going to get knee surgery. The computer is our biggest problem because all we do all day is cell phone, food, computer, driving. Go to the store, pick something from the shelf and bring it back down. We're no longer moving our arms, moving our shoulders, because I always tell my clients before we're done, if God was to say to you right now, take my hand, most of us can't even do this. I've got 2 bad shoulders, not one, but you can't tell
At all.
This one cracks just as much as the other one. This was the one I had bad when I was in England. But because I've learned to move that body, because when God created us, He didn't create us out of clay. He created us out of dust, and dust is supposed to move. So if you want to fix your knee, you better start sitting down in between watching that TV. It doesn't take nothing for you to sit down and do some of this. Every time you see them put on that advert telling you about, oh, come and get this pill for knee problems, you move your leg, move the joints, rotate your ankles, let your ankles know it needs movement. Let the whole leg know it needs movement. Let the hip knows it needs movement. Because if you don't move none of these things, I don't know how old you are. By the time you reach your mom's age, you're going to be even worse than your mom. Because you know why? Because the food that we eat is causing us more issues. At least your mom could, if your mom's in her 60s, right, then therefore, imagine if you're only in your 30s, what 30 years from now is going to do to your body.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Move your knee, move all the joints, take everything off that joint, lubricate your own knee, lubricate your own joint. That way, you, all that issue, you can get rid of it. Nobody doesn't need to be sick.
Yeah.
You don't need to be sick. No one don't need, because God never gave us sickness. He says that only reason why we're going to die is because of lack of knowledge, and that is why when I go do my class in May, I'm going to be teaching people so much things, how they can release a back pain, release a shoulder pain, release the hips, release the feet, show them how they can do it, because I have to do my own. And that's why when people ask me who gives me my massages, I turn around and tell them I can release my own body just by doing a few simple things. I can take care of my own body, because you know what? Taking care of me is my own business. So, Miss Brittany, I know I didn't ask you today about, because this is just an
Yeah.
impromptu,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
This show is called Don't Believe the Hype.
Okay.
What does Don't Believe the Hype mean to you?
Don't believe the hype means like don't fall for the propaganda. Don't fall for this. Take this. This is the get rich pill. You'll be young forever pill. Take this. Take this class. Take that class. It's like don't believe. Hey, you join the feed me this or you feed me that. Pay this. Then pay this. I'll make you a millionaire. All that to me is don't believe the hype. Just put in the hard work. You can't, it's no fast track to it. Ain't no fast track to it. So.
That's right.
That's what I feel like. Don't believe. Don't go. Hey, I became a millionaire in a day. No, you didn't. You did something else. Let's be real. So I believe like don't believe the hype means don't go for the quick fix. Go take the long route. Take the scenic route and make it last so it could last for generations. Not something that's gonna be I'm rich today and poor tomorrow. So.
Thank you. And you know, like what you just said, don't go for the quick reach. Because you know what, audience, you have to also remember that when Jesus came into town, what did he ride on?
The donkey.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
I want to say the donkey.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why he came into town on a donkey. He didn't gallop in there, because people think you can get rich just like that.
Yeah, it
And
comes-
people always, oh, you can get rich, follow my 40-day plan.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get rich in 40
Right.
days, right?
Right.
Because Jesus has already given us a blueprint. To get rich, you're going to have to go slow. There's a saying that a patient man rides a donkey. There you go. So thank you for coming into our show today, and thank you for doing this with me.
Oh, yeah,
because,
no
like
problem.
you know, I know I sprung you in, and you didn't know what we was
I'm-
going to do, and we're still working out the logistics of the cameras and
ma'am.
everything. And so I really would like to thank you, and I would also like to thank the DJ. You know, there's a song, "The DJ Saved My Life." I know I can't sing, and if you hear me sing, don't say nothing, just leave me alone.
Yeah, let me-
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because at least I'm trying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Making an
so
effort,
I'm making an
yes.
effort. At
Yes,
least I'm
ma'am.
starting somewhere. Even if I'm singing in alto, tenor, and
Yeah.
soprano in one note, I don't care.
Making them, hey,
But
moving
you know
forward.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not believing the hype.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So, Miss Brittany, thank you for coming in and doing our show today.
Anytime.
And hopefully we should be collaborating together.
Sure.
And also with the DJ. And anyone out there would like to come onto our show, as I said, we are getting everything perfectly done. So when you come on here, I can see you crisp, clear, and you can hear me like how you can see me today. So thank you all for tuning in once again. And I will see you back in about 2 weeks' time with our very first guest of 2024. Well, our second guest, but of 2024. Thank you.